Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing a full review on a very unique dive watch. This one comes all the way from Australia and is inspired by the outback Pilbara region of Western Australia. This is the Houtman Pilbara dive watch. You are looking at the Pilbara Rock version. Comes in different colorways. I will leave a link in the description below. And this one has two very distinct and unique features I've never seen on a watch before, and it's coming up on today's episode of Merely on Time Watch Reviews. So thanks for tuning back in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, and for those of you that haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I really appreciate the support. I want to begin by thanking Jason for trusting me with his watch to review. Jason of Houtman Watches. This watch was at Watch Wit, and then Wit recommended my channel to Jason. He sent it over to me. I have really enjoyed spending time with this one. This is a really well-made, well-spec'd out watch. And I'm sure that the reviewer that gets it after me, once I am done with this review, is going to really enjoy spending time with this one as well. So thanks again, Jason, for trusting me with your watch to review. I really, really appreciate it and really am impressed with what you've done here. So let's begin with some basic specifications of the watch. First of all, I want to show you that it did come with this really nice watch roll. Leather watch roll that you can fit 4 watches in. It also came with an additional strap, a supplied FKM rubber strap. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's just go over the basic specifications of the watch with some macro shots and up close and personal shots as well. The watch has a case size of 41.5 millimeters. The watch is 12 millimeters thick from the case back to the top of the crystal. It is 22 millimeters wide at the lugs, and the bracelet tapers down to 20 millimeters here at the clasp, and the clasp itself is 22.5 millimeters wide. You'll notice some scratches and whatnot because this is a reviewer's watch. This isn't brand new out of the box, so please bear that in mind as we go along. Your lug-to-lug length is 48.5 millimeters. And so with these dimensions, you have a very wearable piece for the majority of wrist sizes out there. Okay, so let's talk about the movement that is powering this watch. The movement is a Miyota Series 9039. It's a high beat 24 joule self and manual winding automatic movement, which beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, causing the seconds hand to beat at 8 ticks per second, which, as you can see, gives it a very beautiful sweeping motion to the seconds hand. The movement also hacks and has a power reserve of 42 hours and offers an accuracy of -10 to +30 seconds. And having tracked the watch that was sent to me against the atomic clock, I can tell you that this watch is running at 12.5 seconds per day. That's plus 12.5 seconds per day. The watch is constructed all of 316L stainless steel, so the bracelet, the case, the bezel, the case back, everything except for the bezel insert is 316L stainless steel. The bezel insert is aluminium. The bezel is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, and this one has fantastic action on it. I would describe it as ratchet style because of the way the clicks feel and sound, so I'll let you have a listen to it now. So you can hear how it sounds kind of ratchety, like a ratchet tool. There is absolutely no back play or side bounce to the bezel at all, and each click is very distinct. So this has a very, very nice action on the bezel. No wobble from side to side whatsoever. And as you can see, lines up perfectly. The watch features a water resistant rating, as you can see on the dial there, of 200 meters. This one has actually also been pressure tested beforehand, so you have a true diver's watch here, which is great to see. It features a screw down crown, which you can see has been signed with what Houtman calls their shipwreck logo. And this is the first watch that I have had that features Lume on the crown, so that is lumed, and I'll show you that Lume shot in just a moment when we get to the Lume. The crown engagement on this watch is fantastic. It is a good sized 7mm crown. It has a very nice coin edge on it, as you can see, which matches the coin edge around the bezel. It is really super silky smooth to unscrew and rethread the crown. There are no issues with it whatsoever, no grittiness. It's honestly one of the nicest crowns that I have had to date. Once it is unthreaded, you simply pop it out to the only position. There's no date on this movement, and so it just has pull to that position to hack the seconds hand, as you can see. And of course then you can set the time. Really nice engagement with the hour and the minute hand there as well. And as I said, the rethreading is just super silky smooth. This is a fantastic crown, really great crown engagement on this one. So since this is a dive watch and we were just talking about Lume, let's move on to the Lume right now. This is using a Swiss BGW9 Super Luminova on the dial. And just to give you an idea of how I rate the Lume when I'm using my iPhone, any Lume that doesn't last 5 minutes on this time-lapse video is terrible Lume. What I would call fair Lume will last anywhere between that 5 and 10 minute mark. If you can still see the markings at the 10-minute mark, it's fair. Good to decent Lume will last to the 15-minute mark, and then really good into great Lume is going to last, you're going to see it on the iPhone camera, at the 20-minute mark as well. And so let's just fast forward to the 5-minute mark, so it's already exceeded terrible Lume. Now we're on to fair Lume, and as we get to the 10-minute position between 10 and 15, now we're talking good Lume. You can see at the 15-minute mark here, everything is still visible. And as we move forward to that 20-minute mark, you can still see everything visible, faintly albeit with the iPhone camera. Yet I can tell you that it lasts several hours throughout the night. So the Lume on this is fantastic. The crystal covering this dial is a slightly domed piece of sapphire crystal, as you can see there. Also has some AR coating on it to aid with the legibility of the watch, although I am not sure how many applications of AR coating were applied, nor whether it was under the crystal or on top or both. The watch comes on a supplied stainless steel bracelet, engineer style. I absolutely love this. This is my favorite style of bracelet. It has solid links. Just look at how thick those links are. It comes with screw pins, solid end links, and Jason also, with the fact that it came with screw pins on it, did supply a screwdriver inside of the watch roll that it came with. And my favorite part of all about this bracelet, well, let's talk about the clasp real quick. Just has a double security pusher clasp, nice milled clasp on it, but my favorite part of this bracelet is the quick release spring bars. This enables you to switch out the bracelet to the supplied FKM rubber strap really easily if you want. All you have to do is just basically get your thumbnail and other nail under the bracelet onto those spring bars, push in, and just look at how easily that comes in and out, just like that. Absolutely amazing. I think every watch should come with those quick release spring bars. Phenomenal. Again, you can switch it out to the FKM rubber strap, although I will have to say I did find this FKM rubber strap not to be the most comfortable in the world. I will show you a wrist shot of both the bracelet and the FKM rubber strap at the end of the video. Moving on to the finishing on the watch, And the bracelet, the finishing is mostly brushed, which I know is the preferred for a tool watch like this for many of you. And so the bracelet is nicely brushed. The side of the case is brushed. The side of the links is brushed. There is an accent of high polish that you can see right here on the curve at the top of each of the lugs. There's also a little bit of a chamfered edge and high polish on the clasp there as well, which does give the watch a little touch of polish and accented that way, which I think is nicely done. And the standard of finishing on the watch as far as the brushing is concerned and the polish is good. It's done very well. So let's get a little closer to this dial, because this has one of the most unique dials on any watch that you are going to see. So let me just zoom in here a little bit for you. It is really beautiful. The unique thing about this watch and this dial is that it is made from compressed rock from the Pilbara region of Western Australia. So they crushed the rock and then they compressed it to make this dial. And so you can see all of the patterns on this dial. And because they do this for every piece, no two dials in the Pilbara Rock series are going to be the same. They're going to make their own unique design based on just how the rock is when it was compressed in order to make the dial. Now, because of how fragile the piece of rock is that is used on the dial, they weren't able to put any of the branding onto the dial. And so the other unique thing about this watch is you can see that that branding Houtman and then the branding automatic 200 meters is actually not on the dial. It's printed onto the crystal. And so this does something that is unique to this watch alone, in that the seconds hand, as it goes around the dial, passes under the branding. And in the right kind of sunlight, as you'll see here from the photos, a shadow is cast so that the text can be seen not only on the crystal, but reflected onto the dial as well. This I found to be very, very cool indeed. I also dig the color of the dial on this one. The color changes and varies depending on the type of lighting, as you can see here in direct sunlight, and then here as it is placed in the shade. And here is a favorite picture that I took of the watch against some limestone rock. Limestone is native to the area that I live in and is a part of the Niagara Escarpment, and so had an opportunity to take this out and shoot it against some lime rock that's native to my region. So you have the Pilbara Rock shot against the limestone rock of my area. How cool is that? And this is what it looks like on the engineer bracelet on my 7.5-inch wrist. Really super comfortable to wear. One thing I would say is that this 22 millimeter wide length at the, or width at the lugs, I should say, and tapering down to 20, really causes the watch head to sit really nicely balanced and centered on the wrist during wear. Fantastic. Let me show it to you on the rubber strap that they provided, FKM rubber as well. And here it is on the alternate strap that they sent, their FKM rubber strap. I will say that this isn't my favorite FKM rubber strap. It's not as comfortable as the bracelet, that's for sure. But one thing I gotta say kudos for, those quick release spring bars in the bracelet as well as on this FKM rubber strap made switching to this strap a matter of seconds, not a matter of minutes. And so well done in that regard. I do think it looks pretty decent on this FKM rubber strap. Having said all of that though, but again, the strap, I find it not to be the most comfortable in the world. But you have the option to switch out if you want, and you can do it easily thanks to the quick release spring bar. So good job for doing that on Houtman. So that is the Houtman Pilbara Rock dive watch, the rock version. They do have other colorways. The white looks fantastic, as does the blue. Check them out in the website that's linked in the description below. Guys, I found it very difficult to come up with any valid criticisms of this watch. It is really that well made. The one change that I would make is the branding on the crystal of the dial. I think that that is really, really cool. I wouldn't change the fact that they did that, but I think the text on the dial, especially the brand Houtman, is a little bit small, a little bit subdued. I think if they had made it a bolder font, made it a little more visible, it would have made it stand out a little bit more. That's about the only valid criticism that I have, other than the FKM rubber strap that it was supplied with. I just don't think that it is a very good strap. It's not very comfortable. It's big, it's bulky. It is actually hard to use because it's so sticky. You can't move the keeper very well or get the strap inside of the keeper too easily because of how sticky it is. That's really the only criticism that I have about the watch. You can get this watch right now for $573 Canadian. I think that might be a tad north of what I would want to pay. I think about $525 would be the ideal price. But for what you are getting your money's worth. There's zero question about that. This is a fantastic piece. Please, guys, let me know what you think of this watch in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so yet already. I really do appreciate the support. A giveaway is coming at 1,500 subscribers. I'm at about 1,350 right now. Please help me get to that mark and we'll celebrate with a giveaway. Thanks for watching. Remember, whenever you leave your house, you need to have a great looking piece to wear on your wrist, like this Houtman Pilbara Rock Dive watch. And remember, wherever you're going, you need to get there on time. God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next video.